Here are the horoscopes the week of the 2nd to the 8th of June 2025. So not a lot of movement this week, but we do have Venus moving into Taurus by the 6th. So Venus has been a star of the show so far this year, with the retrograde from Aries back into Pisces coinciding with the Mercury retrograde and also making connections with Neptune at the end. Venus being an octave apart from Neptune, the earthly feminine and the divine feminine. Then Venus gliding into home sign Taurus should be very comfortable. It's present, it's slow, it's sensual, it's creative and productive. And as we're heading into the productive part of the year, now that all the retrogrades are finished, and as we had an opportunity with Mars retrograde since last October to really go in and find our passion and purpose and the reason why we want to produce something, our motivation, our soul calling, then hopefully this month with Venus in Taurus we can actually start to put our desires into action and to create with our whole heart. So very lovely combination there, Venus at home in Taurus, slowing things right down. But now that we've got to the heart of things, then we should be valuing our time, talent and energy and putting that to good use. Also this week we have Jupiter preparing to move into Cancer next week on the 10th. So Jupiter is currently at the last degrees of Gemini, and this takes us back to the 26th of May last year. So Jupiter being sovereignty, Gemini the mind, can we have a retrospective this week as to where we've become more sovereign-minded? Have we managed to challenge inner narratives and beliefs? Have we managed to disassemble assumptions and stand on a firm base? Have we managed to master our mind? Have we managed to cut through the media noise and know deep inside us what's right and wrong, what is or isn't serving us? So a very long and empowering year there, listening to our narrative, observing our thoughts, observing the world around us, not jumping to emotional conclusions or being strung along with comfortable ideology, but having the sovereignty and the majesty to stand on and for what we truly know on our own wisdom and walk our own path. Because when Jupiter leaves a sign, normally just over a year long, we get the blessings. Same with Saturn as well. We go through the lessons, but then we're blessed with having gained the wisdom as a result. So meditate while Jupiter's in the last few degrees of Gemini on your wisdom, your knowing, your fullness, having slowed the chattering mind, having filtered many opposing opinions and narratives, simmered it right down to something that's strong and true and truly you. Because when Jupiter moves into Cancer next week, then we'll have that all over again, but with the subconscious waters and the combination of our thoughts and feelings and where they're undermining us and where there's some underpinning to be done. But for the past year it's been the turn of the mind. We have our inner thoughts and narratives, beliefs, what we say to ourselves. Had to check whether any of that's true. We have the external, society and media narratives to filter through. But then we also have how we communicate. So what do we communicate as a result? People consider their physical diet, nutrition, and whether it's healthy for them, but how's your mental diet been? Are you taking in any unnecessary or erroneous beliefs, points of view? Have we managed to change our mind, update ourselves as new information comes through? Do we speak truth? Do we speak wisely? Do we speak things of value? And also, have we learnt to listen? Communication is a two-way street, so make sure there's traffic flow in both directions. Listen deeply. Only 5% of communication is verbal. There's a lot said in tone and texture, between the lines, and with eye contact and body language. But there's also a sense of space with Gemini, stopping, elevating, getting a higher perspective, creating a bit of space not to react, but to really see what's going on and then to be able to respond accordingly. So if we put our focus this week on mental and communicative sovereignty, take a retro back to last May. Have we become masters of our minds? Do we feel more sovereign? Have we calmed the stream of consciousness, been able to tune in deeper to higher topics and really get to know ourselves and others? And just as Jupiter leaves Gemini, Uranus at the other side will enter into Gemini by the 7th of July. So that's very much the higher mind. If we've cleared out some of the dross of the lower mind, we should have made space to receive higher messages, and inspiration, to be able to speak in a bright and unique and soulful way and express our true selves. So quite a lot of activity in Gemini this week anyway. We've got the Sun next to Mercury, with Jupiter ready to move out and Uranus ready to move in. We're going to be hanging out with this Gemini energy for quite a while yet. So really worth that inner exploration. Really get into the weeds, into the detail, and start creating some space. So if you'd like to see where this is happening for you, I am available zoehind7@gmail.com for 1 hour or half-hour readings, recorded MP3, including tarot, covering whatever you like, or coaching. I also teach Tarot, Astrology, Numerology, and these will become very valuable crafts as Uranus goes into Gemini. Once we've made the space, we can actually focus on something much more esoterically important and empowering. So do email me for any of that. I post these videos on my YouTube channel Zoe Astro, Instagram zoehind7, and Facebook Astro Zoe. So a calm week for the heart, slowly applying our talent, time and energy to something meaningful with Venus in Taurus after a winter of retrogrades. But within that space, we've got a chance to have a retrospective of what Jupiter in Gemini has brought to our sovereign mind and perspective. So wishing you a wonderful week, and I'll see you next week.